Godzilla -1. To see a shorter review on Godzilla -1, check out my short. This film features a smaller, more gray, and much sharper appearance for Godzilla. There were many unique Godzilla form, such as the elbow spikes, which served almost no purpose but definitely looked great, like his much more and definitely larger tail. This form also has very noticeable cheeks on his face, quite different from the previous, and his overall appearance happens to be much more up straight than the previous, more leaning forward design. And the final two happen to be his, which are definitely larger and much more reptilian-like than the previous designs. Very unique to this version of Godzilla, with the way that they stab out of his back. Much taller and much more instant than before. Moving on to everyone's favorite subject, the articulation. Articulation is exactly what you would expect from a figure of this size. For the head and neck, there is a hinge for the mouth and a ball joint for the head, as well as a ball joint on the neck and a hinge for the edge of the neck. The torso is several ball joints, but the main one, most exclusive to the torso, happens to be directly in the middle, letting it bend at a quite nice angle. As well as look around, going to the arms, there is also a ball joint for the shoulders, and then a hinge for the elbows and a ball joint for the wrist. And joints for each individual finger, something I like to do at this size. But you may notice his arms are a little bit bigger than they should be. Now onto the edge joint, I'm not so sure what the name is, to connect the thighs to the body. There is also a ball joint for the knees, and then for the foot, there is a ball joint to connect it. There are also joints to connect each toe to give them that angle, but they're not meant to be moved because it looks awful if you do so. The tail, which are ball joints all around until you get all the way down and there are no more joints. And the final joints of articulation are surprisingly enough, in the middle of the row on the back, there happens to be a joint which lets the dorsal fins move on their own separate up and down direction. This is only to keep the dorsal fins attached and have a stronger grip towards the body. Not meant to actually be used, but so you might just do it here. The Godzilla -1, 21 bricks tall. If you want to in the intro of the film, it would reach only around 20 bricks. That height is due to his dorsal fins. Standing up do increase his height by a very little amount, as they should and do, if you position him properly. I will no longer be discussing the length of these kaiju, as I find that information almost unneeded. This build was made, the only thing I had as reference were the teaser trailer images and toy leaks, and some announcements. Though, it's pretty much it. Well, that's Godzilla -1 in LEGO.